I'm going to talk about how we can improve Black Lives Matter and then get to sports and get to what we can on sports and may have some on the titles or captions, whichever we want to call them. Let's listen in to Remember the Titans about it doesn't matter whether you're white, blue, black, green, or orange.
All right, listen up. I want everybody off the bus. Let's go. Follow me, everybody. Let's go right now. All right, everybody off the bus. Listen up. I don't care if you're black, green, blue, white, or orange. I want all of my defensive players on this side, all players going out for offense over here, right now. Let's move. Let's move. You and you, offensive bus, sit together. You and you, defensive bus, sit together. Get comfortable, too, because the person that I have you sitting next to is the same one that you'll be rooming with for the duration of this camp.
What I'm going to try to do, as I said, is take it from a caption or a title, whatever way you want to think about it, and tell you how we can improve on these phrases and improve on throughout the world, and especially in America. There'll be a link attached at the end. Listen without being defensive. Take your perception versus reality out. What I mean by that is take your view and put it to the side. Maybe as some white people view African Americans, not as good as them. Treat everyone with respect the way you want to be treated. What color they are, or look to treat people with respect. Do not dehumanizing criminals first. Don't read a book by its cover. Any other person, everyone deserves right to due process and innocent until proven guilty. Try to encourage everyone to vote in your community. And if you're a reporter, you may want to ask a politician how you plan people will be treated with equality. Equality is, here is a definition, and I'll read it what equality is. Equality is defined as the equality or ideal of being just, impartial, and fair. The concept of equality is a synonym with fairness and justice. Use your privileges. Fight for what you believe in. Fight for LGBTQ and Black Lives Matter by stating things when they are not fair, or also seeing someone not being treated wrong by not treating an African American or LGBTQ or anybody for that matter. Step in front of what you think is important. And if somebody is treating wrong, step in front of it, or call authorities if you feel like that is the need. I know people may not like hearing it, but control what you can control. You can't control if police officers or someone else treats them wrong and authorities. You just can control what you control. Go out, protest. What does that mean? Creating a social media page, dedicating or tracking a particular issue or cases is a great way to help out the community. Walk out effective ways to spreading a message. We're going to talk more about how we can improve Black Lives Matter and captions. 5 out of 6. I did skip to the fourth one because I didn't really understand what they were saying. We'll go more into this article next week. We're at the halfway point. Now let's move on to sports. Let's start out with the Chiefs. 9 days before the Chiefs play the Super Bowl, they are likely without McCole Hardman again. As he has done much of this season, he is day-to-day for over 6 weeks, and then back to the injury list in the AFC Championship game, which was last week. The Chiefs were kind of beat up in the AFC Championship against the Bengals. Others like L'Jarius Sneed, Kadarius Toney, Juju Smith-Schuster are questionable. But Adam Teicher says Kadarius Toney, Juju Smith-Schuster, and L'Jarius Sneed should all play. Other people question Sneed. But if Adam Teicher says he expects them to play, and they were at practice, and he says they expect to play, I expect them to play. I will rely on somebody that's been with the Chiefs since 1994, just when I was 4 years old, rather than relying on somebody else. The Chiefs, where they most improved, in my opinion, is the cornerback position. The Chiefs' defense played great last week. Other news. The Broncos hired Sean Payton as their head coach. The Texans hired DeMeco Ryan as their head coach. Ryan said today the Texans is his dream job. He expects to win while being a Texan. Concussions went up to 18% compared to last season, according to ESPN. The Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office requested abrogated macing of charge of Joe Mixon, Bengals running back, be dismissed, according to filing issued Friday. After a drama season behind Kyrie Irving and COVID and everything, Kyrie Irving has become an elite player again. Now he wants to be traded. Are the Lakers a landing spot? Raiders quarterback Derek Carr sat out the last 2 games of the season because the Raiders are likely done with Carr, or after failing to meet expectations again. Now the Raiders are already letting teams talk. College basketball tomorrow. Kansas will get Iowa State again. Iowa State has lost 2 in a row. Mizzou and Texas Tech. Texas Tech played Iowa State at Texas Tech. Iowa State led by 23 in their biggest comeback in Texas Tech history at Texas Tech. After being 0-8, Texas Tech edges out Iowa State. Kansas edges out Iowa State at Allen Fieldhouse. The Jayhawks are favored by 1. However, I am taking the Jayhawks by 10. I just don't feel like Iowa State is as good as they were, or they are overrated. Has definitely struggled in the last 2 games, losing 2 in a row. Ames is a tough place to play, though, so we'll see. The best player for the Jayhawks is Jalen Wilson. He averages 21 a game. And the best player for the Iowa Cyclones is Jaron Holmes. He only averages 13.5 a game, but he averages the most for Iowa State. Iowa State has quite the defense of team. Tip-off is 11. You wouldn't know that when Missouri was hitting all those threes. Kansas State, who lost to Kansas. Kansas controlled the game throughout on Tuesday. Kansas State does stay tied for the Big 12 second place. Their opponents this time will be the Texas Longhorns this weekend. The Texas Longhorns are first in the Big 12 right now, is 7 right now, and Texas is 10. Kansas State best player is Keontae Johnson, who averages 18 points and top scorer for the Kansas State. For the Longhorns, it's Marcus Carr, leading scorer. He averages about 17 points rounding up. Tip from Kansas State is at 3. Kansas State is favored by 1. Give me Texas by 2. Mizzou will play Mississippi State. Mizzou is in their part of their schedule where they should at least take 2 out of 3, or Missouri took the game over LSU. Now they need to take, after this game, the Tigers play a really struggling South Carolina team, and Mizzou hopes to get that win. Mizzou hit their most threes in a game in their last game, and the most improved player on the team is Kobe Brown. He had 26 in the game against LSU. Mizzou and Mississippi State tip off tomorrow at 5. Mizzou plays South Carolina on Tuesday. This is Sam Vaughan for Sam Sports Report.